We finally made it. WrestleMania is here, but the biggest question will remain, who will Paul Heyman side with? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. And also, thank you because we finally reached over 3,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you enough. This is honestly the second WrestleMania in a row where it's picked up on this channel, and I've gained a bunch of new subscribers, new friends here on this channel. I cannot thank you enough for that. Truly do appreciate it. You know, we try to do the best we can here at this channel. We post wrestling content every single week. So if you enjoy WWE content, you would like to see more of it, then subscribe to this channel, like this video, because it's every week. We got it coming out every week, and I also have some more plans for this channel. I want to do some more things. We're early in the year. I got some things planned. It's going to take a little bit to get going, but hey, we're in it now. We're locked in. Let's get into some predictions for WrestleMania. All right, so this is going to be predictions for night one. There's going to be a separate video for night two, but let's get into night one. Night one's card looks pretty good to me. Like, I know there's been a lot of criticism going on about the WrestleMania cards. Like, I understand some of these matches seemed a little thrown together last minute. Sometimes for some of these matches, it doesn't seem like they had like the biggest and best build. Whatever it may be, however you may feel about it, I think by the end of each night, and by the end of the weekend in total, I think you're going to feel pretty good about this WrestleMania. I think it has a potential to be a sneaky, great WrestleMania, top to bottom. There's a lot of quality matches. You know, for years, WWE kept putting on WrestleManias where they were just trying to shove a bunch of people on the card just to say you have a WrestleMania match on the card. Like, this year, I like it because I think each night has like 6 or 7 matches, and like they didn't go overboard. They didn't shove a bunch of like 9, 10 matches on the card, and they kind of oversaturated it. I like the way it's designed this year. The builds, though, you do have an argument. I wasn't a fan of a lot of the builds either, but at the end of the day, the match quality, the stories they tell in the ring, that's going to be a big factor. All right, let's start it off here. Jey Uso versus Gunther. To me, this is almost a slam dunk. I mean, this is 99% sure on this one, and I think if they don't go this route, I'll be surprised. I think Jey Uso wins here. I've been saying from the start that this is going to be like a Kofi Mania or a Yeselmania with Daniel Bryan. It's going to be that type of feel. It's the Yeetamania or whatever you want to call it. Jey Uso. I don't think they put all of this stock in Jey. I don't think they've had him win the Royal Rumble just to get to this point and lose. I really don't. I don't think they hammered home the fact that he can't beat Gunther. He's 0-3 against him just to have him lose again at Mania, because then what happens to Jey? After this, if Jey loses at Mania, all of his stock, a lot of his popularity, it's going to take a huge hit. So I think Jey Uso wins here. I'm not saying he's going to have a lengthy year 2 reign. I'm not saying that at all. But I am saying I think he's going to win at WrestleMania. We're going to get the pyro. We're going to get people yeeting all over the place. And I think that'll be a great way to start the show. I'm not exactly sure of the order things go here, but let's just say Fatu versus LA Knight. That's happening on night one. That's been confirmed. Let's get into that match. To me, I think there's a couple of routes you can take here. Do you just go the way that everybody thinks it's going to go and have Jacob Fatu beat LA Knight for this U.S. Championship? I was on the side of the fence of saying yes to this, but at the same time, I thought more about it, and I'm thinking, what if WWE does something creative here and has Solo cost Jacob Fatu this match somehow, and LA Knight becomes the winner and keeps the title? What if we get that? What if Solo creates a DQ in this match? What if Braun Strowman shows up and creates a DQ in this match? I think those options are on the table, but to play it safe, I love Fatu. You know that we glaze him over on SmackDown just as much as we glaze Braun Breaker on Raw, so I'm going to say yes, Jacob Fatu beats LA Knight. Let's get into the women's match here, one of the women's matches. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I've been saying since day one, you know, before all of this drama and all this stuff happened with Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte, I've been thinking my mindset of when I predicted Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble, I had it in mind that I was thinking she was going to face Tiffy at WrestleMania and she was going to put Tiffany Stratton over. I'm still going to stick with that. I don't know if things that's happened in the past few weeks has changed the course of this. I've read reports that WWE has been upset with Charlotte. I've read reports that they've gone off script. I don't know who is in hot water. I don't know who isn't. All I'm saying is I think to me it makes more sense, more business sense, more logical sense that Tiffany Stratton is the upcoming future of this company, this women's division. She's 25 years old. I think it would be better for her to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania because Charlotte is going to be labeled and considered as a legend down the line if she isn't already. So I think it does more for Tiffy than it does for Charlotte. That's just plain what it is. Now, they could do the whole thing. I've seen arguments of having Charlotte win, and then Tiffy becomes on the offense. She tries to chase Charlotte, and that can create another, 2 or 3 month program. Okay, I'll give you that argument. But for me, for my money's worth, for my prediction, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about all of these. Being right about all of these doesn't matter to me. It'd be cool if I am. But I like when things happen that I can't predict. So I'm going to still say, though, Tiffy. I'm going to go Tiffy on this just because I think that makes the most sense. Let's get into the tag team match, New Day versus War Raiders. Look, I know a lot of people saying it's too soon for War Raiders to lose, too soon for New Day to win. I actually think New Day is going to win this match. I'm picking New Day to win these tag team titles. I think they have more charisma and more popularity than the War Raiders, and that's no disrespect to them because I really do enjoy the War Raiders. But I think New Day wins this because you got to have the payoff somewhere. These guys became heel. They turned their back on Big E. We got to do something. And remember months ago when I said that if you're going to turn these guys heel, make it worth it. Do something about it. So far, they really haven't. This is their way to right that wrong. Let's get them the tag team championships. Let's have them involved more in some promos and feuds on TV. I think the New Day will do more for these tag team titles as heels than the War Raiders will do for them as babyfaces. So I'm picking New Day. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Look, I think it's a flat-out shame that Chad Gable does not have a match at WrestleMania. But I guess if we're going to have a substitute, I think El Grande Americano is a good substitute. So I like this match. I think this is going to be an underrated match. I don't think a lot of people might be expecting much out of this. I think this is going to be a great match. I don't think it's going to be too much flash. I think it's just going to be just enough good actual wrestling between these two. I would like to see Rey win just because he's a legend, but I would like even more to see the new upstart El Grande Americano get the win here, so that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Americano getting the win over Rey Mysterio. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm looking forward to this match. I'm looking forward to this match more than a lot of the other matches on either card. Honestly, I think this match has underratedly been one of the best built matches out of either night. And disagree with me if you want. I'm completely fine with that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I have more invested in this match than I do in a lot of other matches on either night. Naomi versus Jade has been built pretty sweet, and I want to see it pay off. I think part of me thinks Jade's getting the win here because, Naomi was the antagonist. She turned her back. She did Jade wrong. All that kind of stuff. WrestleMania is usually the culmination of the good guy coming over the bad guy. I just want Naomi to win. I love both of these women. I love Jade. I love Naomi. You'll never see a bigger supporter of either one than me. I love both of them. But I think this would be huge for Naomi. I'm not going to lie. I think this would be huge for Naomi. I even think it'd be even cooler to see Bianca Belair show up and help Naomi win this match. And then that becomes the official heel turn of Bianca. And then she can head into night 2 as an established heel now in this feud since people have been booing her for the past few weeks anyway. I think Bianca can justify those boos by helping Naomi beat Jade tonight or on night 1 and then show up at night 2 to a plethora of boos. I think that'd be interesting. I want to pick Naomi. I just have a feeling that Jade's going to win. I want Naomi to win, but I'm going to pick Jade on this one. All right, main event time. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. I mentioned me being invested in the Naomi and Jade match. I am the most invested in this match out of either card, flat out. It doesn't matter what match it is. I am on this match. There's been so much going on back and forth. A lot of people criticize the build to this one to start. A lot of people don't understand why these three are actually feuding. Look, you're going to have to go back and watch older footage. You're going to have to do some research of why this match matters the way it matters. To me, this is the biggest match. I love this match. It doesn't even have to be for a title. This is going to be a fantastic main event. A lot of people questioning where Paul Heyman will side. Punk, Rollins, Reigns. I think, and you can make an argument for all cases here. I think, and I've mentioned it in another video, I think after WrestleMania, Roman Reigns is going to go away for a little bit because naturally, over the past few years, that's what he's done. He's kind of taken a little bit of a break, whether it be a month, 2 months, whatever. I think he's going to go away for a little bit, and that's going to leave CM Punk and Seth Rollins to have a great feud with one another. And I think in the middle of that feud has to be Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman is going to be involved in this feud. I don't think Paul is leaving when Roman leaves. It looks like Reigns has already been moved past Paul Heyman. He even threw him down onto the mat on Monday Night Raw. So I think Paul Heyman sides with Seth Rollins here. If you go back to the promo on Raw, when Seth was talking, I was watching Paul Heyman's face the whole time. He made a lot of interesting faces while Seth was cutting his promo on Reigns. And I thought it was more of like a devious, like, I got a plan up my sleeve type thing from Paul Heyman. So I think Paul Heyman is going to side with Rollins. I've seen rumors about Brock. I don't know if WWE is going to bring back Brock. I don't know if ever. I would like them to. I still love Brock. I think he'd fit perfectly in this situation because everybody thinks Paul is going to align with one of these three guys, but wouldn't it be crazy if Brock came back and he aligned with Brock Lesnar? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to say Rollins is going to win. He still has the favor. He said on Raw, it's up to Paul Heyman if he wants to honor it and cash in and pay back that favor. So what will that favor be? Will it be helping Rollins win? Will it be... Who knows? Who knows? There's too many options of what Paul Heyman could do with this favor. I think he helps Seth Rollins, wins, and he sides with him, and Reigns goes on his way. And then you got a heel Rollins with a heel Heyman versus a babyface Punk that's going to feed families for months. All right, my friends, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you, especially all the new subscribers who have been here, who just subscribed to this channel. Thank you, by the way, for that. Please like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Let me know your thoughts, your predictions on Night 1's card. I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to talk to you. Until we meet again, my friends, as always, stay bitter.